Welcome back to the Real Bio Protocol. In 1988, deep inside a Soviet research facility in St. Petersburg, a scientist named Vladimir Khavinson made a discovery that should have changed medicine forever. He found a peptide that could literally reverse cellular aging, not slow it down, reverse it. His research showed telomeres, the biological countdown clocks in every cell of your body, could be lengthened. Cells that were programmed to die started behaving young again. The Soviet government classified his work immediately. For 3 decades, this peptide remained hidden behind Iron Curtain secrecy while Western medicine told you aging was inevitable. They lied. The peptide is called Epithalon, and the science proving it works has been published for over 20 years. So why has your doctor never mentioned it? Let's talk about what mainstream medicine tells you about aging. They say it's natural, unavoidable, that your cells have a built-in expiration date and there's nothing you can do about it except buy their expensive symptom management drugs. They'll sell you statins for your heart, metformin for your blood sugar, hormone replacement when your levels crash. But ask them about actually reversing the aging process at a cellular level. They'll look at you like you suggested drinking unicorn blood. Here's what they don't want you understanding. Every single cell in your body contains chromosomes. At the end of each chromosome sits a protective cap called a telomere. Think of it like the plastic tip on a shoelace. Every time your cell divides, that telomere gets shorter. When it gets too short, the cell can no longer divide. It becomes senescent, zombie-like. It stops functioning properly and starts releasing inflammatory signals that damage surrounding tissue. This is aging at its most fundamental level. The mainstream medical establishment has known about telomeres since the 1970s. Elizabeth Blackburn won a Nobel Prize in 2009 for her telomere research. Yet somehow, the trillion-dollar pharmaceutical industry has produced exactly 0 FDA-approved treatments targeting telomere length. 0. They'll patent a molecule that gives you 4 extra months of life while destroying your liver, but a peptide that could add healthy decades, not interested. Follow the money. Aging people are profitable. Healthy people are not. Now let me tell you what Vladimir Khavinson actually discovered. He isolated a tetrapeptide, that's a chain of just 4 amino acids, from the pineal gland. He called it epithalamine initially, later synthesized as Epithalon. The sequence is alanine glutamate asparagine glycine. Simple, elegant, and devastatingly effective. Khavinson's research, published in peer-reviewed journals including Neuroendocrinology Letters and the Bulletin of Experimental Biology and Medicine, demonstrated something remarkable. Epithalon activates telomerase, the enzyme responsible for rebuilding telomere length. In his studies on human lung fibroblasts, cells treated with Epithalon showed a 33% increase in telomere length. These weren't just lab curiosities. Khavinson conducted a 15-year study on elderly patients in Russia. The group receiving Epithalon showed a 28% reduction in mortality compared to controls. A 2003 study published in Biogerontology demonstrated that Epithalon treatment in mice increased their lifespan by an average of 24%. The mechanism is now well understood. Epithalon stimulates the pineal gland to produce melatonin naturally, not the synthetic garbage you buy at the pharmacy that disrupts your circadian rhythm. Natural melatonin production. It also activates telomerase in a controlled, targeted way. This isn't like flipping a switch and hoping for the best. The peptide works with your body's existing regulatory systems. It reactivates a process that your body already knows how to do but has gradually stopped doing as you age. So how does this actually work at the biological level? Let's get specific. Your pineal gland is essentially the master clock of aging in your body. By age 60, your pineal gland has calcified and shrunk significantly. Melatonin production drops by up to 80%. This triggers a cascade of aging effects throughout every system. Epithalon directly stimulates pineal gland function. It increases the production of enzymes that protect against oxidative damage. It normalizes circadian rhythms that have become disrupted. And most critically, it activates telomerase reverse transcriptase, the gene that codes for telomere rebuilding. Here's what happens at the cellular level. When Epithalon enters your system, it crosses the blood-brain barrier and binds to receptors in the pineal gland. This triggers a signaling cascade that upregulates telomerase activity specifically in cells that need it. The peptide is selective. It doesn't cause runaway cell division like some critics fear. Studies have shown it actually helps normalize cell function, potentially reducing cancer risk rather than increasing it. A 2002 study in Mechanisms of Aging and Development demonstrated that Epithalon increased the activity of antioxidant enzymes by up to 36% while reducing lipid oxidation. Your cells literally become more resilient to the damage that causes aging. Let's talk protocols. Most researchers and practitioners recommend cycling Epithalon to maximize effectiveness and maintain natural telomerase sensitivity. The standard protocol involves 10 milligrams daily for 10 to 20 consecutive days. This can be administered through subcutaneous injection, typically before bed to align with natural pineal gland activity. Some protocols recommend repeating this cycle every 4 to 6 months. Others suggest twice-yearly administration is sufficient based on telomere turnover rates. Many practitioners stack Epithalon with other longevity peptides for synergistic effects. GHK-Cu for tissue regeneration, BPC 157 for systemic healing. Some add thymolin, another Khavinson discovery, for immune system rejuvenation. The key is consistency and patience. Telomere lengthening isn't an overnight process. You're literally rebuilding the genetic material in billions of cells. Most users report noticeable effects after their second or third cycle: improved sleep quality, better recovery, mental clarity that returns to levels they haven't experienced in years. Blood work often shows improved inflammatory markers and hormone profiles. Step back and think about what this means. A peptide discovered over 3 decades ago could fundamentally change how we age. The research exists, the studies are published, the mechanism is understood, yet the average person has never heard of Epithalon. Their doctor has never mentioned it. It's not available at any pharmacy. Who benefits from this information staying buried? The pharmaceutical companies selling you drugs that manage symptoms without addressing causes. The anti-aging industry selling you serums and supplements that barely penetrate your skin. The medical establishment that profits from treating disease rather than preventing it. Every year you age poorly is another year you're a customer. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is basic economics. Healthy people who age slowly don't generate revenue. Sick people who age rapidly are gold mines. The science is out there. They just don't want you finding it. That's why we're here. This is the real bio protocol.